What's good, everybody? How y'all doing? That was. Hold on, let me see if my audio is working real quick. Are we good? We're good. That was one of the best games in Thunder history. That might just be the best game in Thunder history. Game we just watched right now. Um, I don't know. I don't know what to say right now. Like I'm so shell shocked right now. I don't even have an initial reaction. Like what J-Dub just did right now was not just like crazy for his standards. Like that was one of the best games by a player under 25 in basketball history. Like what he did for at his age, 24 years old, 30-year player. We never see that. That's some Kevin Durant stuff, you know? That's some stuff you've seen from Kevin Durant, LeBron James. Like there's no other players doing that at his age. Like it's gonna take a minute for me to comprehend like what Jaylen Williams just did. Maybe like tomorrow morning, but we've had doubts about J Dub, right? How he can score as a second option, you know, deep in the playoffs, in the finals, um, all year. Like that was like the one complaint about OKC, right? How will they be able to? How will they be able to win a championship with Jalen Williams as a second option, bro? He just scored 40 points. He just scored 40 points in the most important game of his life. I mean, the most important game in OKC history, arguably. You're not one win away. I mean, Shane and Jada, man, like Shane didn't have a good game, but like, this is more about like what I'm saying about Shane and Jada right now. This is long term stuff. I mean, the Thunder have Shane and Jada for the next however many years, man. This is literally Michael Jordan, Scottie Pippen type of stuff. Like 40 points, 40 points. Like this is literally just MJ and Scotty. Like I have nothing else to say in terms of that. Like he was aggressive to the rim. Again, he drew a lot of free throws. That was like the main thing with J-Dub, right? Will he be able to beat ball pressure by getting to the line a lot? He did that. He was scoring on all his floaters. He was finishing well at the rim. His jumper was going. His 3 point jump shot was going. He was playing extremely quick. He turned over the ball once. He turned the ball over once while scoring 40 points. 40 points on one turnover. 40 points and one turnover from J Dub. Plus 14 in his minutes. Like I'm not gonna have the Finals MVP debate, especially when the series is not over. But he's been right there. He's like him and Shen almost neck to neck the series just after his performance. That's how good J Dub's been. And first two games J Dub could barely even score against his defense. He could barely dribble. And now he just had maybe the greatest game in Thunder history, considering all context and everything. The fadeaway, like half spin fadeaway, big grin after that. Like he started off slow too, getting to his spots, just not finishing, but he got going fast. Yeah, yeah. Like he just kept applying the pressure, and like sometimes they can annoy you with J Dub, right? Sometimes he can like try to force the issue. Sometimes like he tries to get himself going too much. But like, this is the type of game where like it really pays dividends. Like he just kept on trying to get to the rim, kept on trying to be aggressive. I mean, I don't know what his true shooting was, what his efficiency overall was, but like I think 40 points on like 70% ish. Like, and it wasn't just J Dub. I will talk about everyone else real quick. Like there was some crazy stuff from Wiggins, bro. Like Wiggins 4 of 7 from free today. Getting two elite games from Aaron Wiggins in the finals makes his contract extension alone like worth it. Like how many role players can single handedly swing a game twice in a five so far in 5 game series? Like insane stuff from Wiggins. Like this is where having like those deep teams finally has paid off for us. Joe hasn't really been able to play. I think he was a DNP. Yeah, Joe was a DNP today, and like Wiggins clearly just has won all those minutes going forward. Queso, bro. Yes, we were literally talking about it yesterday. We were talking about it yesterday. How bad Cason's been in the series. How bad we need him to have like a good game at home. Um, have a good game at home finally. What was he today? 3 or 4 from free today. Great defensively. Like he finally like came alive this series defensively. I mean, there's a few times where Nemhard got by him. I mean, got bumped in him, but outside of that, like he had the two of like the biggest plays to start runs, off the ball defensively. You know, get the team out running and stuff like that. I mean, I think the shooting overall for the Thunder has been really good this series. Like the only issue has been like the lack of shots they've been able to get up. But outside of that, like the actual shooting this series has, I think this is like the first good shooting series in the entire playoff history. I think outside of the last game, they've shot pretty well every single game, like above 40-50%. So finally the shooting's coming along. Like I think this is like the first series we're finally getting like contributions from like guys like Wiggins, Dort, as shooters. Cruz has been great until today, offensively. Yeah, Kayson's 22 years old, man. 22 years old, and he's up for a big extension, man. He's up for a big extension, man. Like whenever the time comes, like that is like a perfect player going forward. You know, he like the Drew Holiday type of mold. But I can't get over J Dub. You know, like I'll just keep going back to like J Dub's performance. You know, um, I didn't know this was possible, man. Like I had serious doubts about J Dub in the series, and I'll take the L. You know, like I said before the series, I don't know how Jaylen Williams is going to handle Neesmith and the ball pressure. And the first 2.5 games, I think I had a tweet about it, like kind of victory lapping, which was really shameless. Like I was like, J Dub cannot dribble against his ball pressure. J Dub can't do anything. I don't know how the Thunder's offense is going to survive without Shai. Same thing kind of happened for most of Game 3. I mean, lost 2 games though. He's kind of finally put it together. There's some signs in Game 3, signs of life, signs of him getting to the line. Now he's put it all together. Like obviously you cannot rely on J Dub having this performance in Game 6, but like the fact that he's figured out this defense completely, and um, I mean Indiana's gonna have some serious adjustments. You know, in terms of like maybe they finally start sending help on J Dub. Like the only player they've sent help at all series is obviously Shai. This might be like they might just go back to the drawing board in Game 6. They start daring J Dub to like play make, daring the other guys to beat them a little more. Props to TJ McCollum. That TJ McCollum third quarter was like that was one of the craziest things I've seen. Like he was hitting turnaround mid range shots. He hit that long two, a bunch of finishes, and then in the fourth quarter he even started with like a bunch of steals. Like he single handedly like the Thunder controlled like 90% of this game, and like there was like a cool like 2-3 minute like interval where like Indiana was like within striking distance. That was strictly because of McConnell. Yeah, both Shea and J Dub have like handled Neesmith like perfectly in the series. Like they've done a great job. It's really just Nemhard, and it's not even like Nemhard's like disrupting Shea that much on the shot. It's literally just like he takes away the ball so much from Shea, like into the ball pressure. But outside of that, they've both been scoring really good. Pascal was insane too. Pascal, I think he had a lot of turnovers though. Like it was basically like he was either gonna get a good shot up or he was turning the ball over. Like I think you live with this type of game from Siakam, you know, where like he's playing through traffic, he's making some bad decisions. Like I'm fine with that. He Then D Smith put back dunk, bro. I didn't really understand what happened in real time until they showed the replay, and like yeah, if he just like literally just jumped over he literally just jumped over Chet. Like I've never seen. It was like one of the best putbacks probably ever. Like, but no one really cares because like it was on the road, and plus like they were already down. The game was kind of over. But that putback was I don't think I've seen that. Have you seen a game where J Dub, and Chad play great? Yeah, there was multiple in the Minnesota series, right? I think Game 4 versus Minnesota, Game 2 versus Minnesota. But yeah, outside of that series, not really. Outside of that series, like always, one of them are off offensively. But I mean, like if you take away Chet from the equation, like this Shea and J Dub duo, like they've had some classics. They've had some classics this series. I mean this postseason. Bill Lewis statue, yeah. Dort single handedly is like I'm single handedly so sold on Dort going forward, man. Like you know the offense was really rough the first 2 rounds. I think he was shooting like 25, 26% from free. He he's been so impactful this series defensively, and I think that's the main thing, right? Dort wasn't really impactful against Denver or Minnesota defensively because of like the screening, him getting over those tough screens. But since he's playing against Miles Turner, like he's literally taking out Halliburton out the game. Like how Halliburton had what today? Halliburton did not make one field goal today, y'all. Was 0 of 6 from the field, 0 of 6 from the field, and obviously that's a team thing, right? But like Lou literally is like making his life hell. Like Halliburton's scared to get the ball. Halliburton is scared to like, um, score anything in isolation at all. Whatever he does in that situation, like this is this is this is like again like so many of these Thunder players right now are playing themselves into like huge extensions. I think Dort's one of them. He's gonna be extension eligible this offseason. There's no McConnell stopper. I knew we were gonna lose when Nick didn't play him in the fourth quarter. Yeah, I don't know why Rick went away from him in the fourth, but the Shea get 4 blocks felt like a lot more. Yeah, Shea defensively, like I'm really tired about the discussion with him because like when he has a great game defensively, like there's a very just it feels really quiet, but like people like try to get out of context. Say he's a bad defender, whatnot. But like Shea's been really good defensively. For like half the series, it's been like it's again on and off situation for Shea. At least at home, I think at home Shea's been really good on defense. I think on the road he struggled this postseason, but this has been a great. This was one of the Shea's best games defensively ever. Like he has real value as a rim protector. He has real value like as a second guy. Like again, like when you compare to other guys, like other star players like Jalen Brunson and Luca, like just having a guy who can like have an impact in any sort of way defensively is insane. It's just an insane add on to an already like insane defensive team. A- And this was one of my favorite defensive games the Thunder have ever played. Like Indiana still scored 109 points, and that's just like comes down to how good of a shooting team they are. Plus TJ McConnell, but like it almost felt like either Indiana was getting an okay shot up, or they're immediately turning the ball over like every single time. Um, Indiana had 22 turnovers today. 22 turnovers today. Siakam had 6. You forced them hard and Halliburton into a lot of bad decisions also, and they're like usually really efficient with the ball. Like this was probably like this was kind of like the game one defense that the Thunder had against Indiana, where they looked uncomfortable all game again, but this time they didn't get that fourth quarter adjustment. They didn't like really like get that hot shooting down the stretch. Like it was really similar to game one versus Indiana, where like the ball pressure just destroyed every single action. They tried to run, and they tried to play quicker in the second half. They just couldn't shoot as well as they did in game one. So I feel like Shea got a little break. He didn't have to be involved in every play. Yeah, yeah. Shea. This was like really like a. This was really like a game where Shea just relaxed for most of the game. Like he wasn't really too aggressive. I mean, he got to the line a good amount. But he wasn't on the ball from a good portion of the game. This was a really nice break for Shea after playing those games after playing the games on the road. Mark's best game in the finals easily, easily. Actually, I want to say Game 7 versus Denver. Oh, I mean this finals. Oh my god, I was thinking playoffs. Yeah, definitely this finals. Definitely this finals. Yeah. I think game one was also another really good game. Game one was really another good game. It came down to bad management down the stretch. Like the game plan was awesome in game one. I still can't believe they lost. Like this should have been a done series by now if they finish game one, but obviously they didn't. Um, as much as I like to uh finish at 7 in our home court, I hope they close it out in 6. Yeah, I mean that's like the only unfortunate part, I guess. Like you might not be able to you might not be able to win at home, but I don't really care. I'm not trying to risk a game 7 at home just so. I mean, risk it like playing a game 7 just so you can play at home. But again, if I had to pick a scenario, I'd obviously pick that. You see a report on Twitter about us trading up. Yeah, I saw that, but I don't. I wouldn't really look into it because every single year there's like reports about us trying to trade up, etc. Just because we have a lot of draft assets, but I don't really think it means anything. I don't think it means much. The Thunder are a really quiet team. There's some stuff that you can hear, like, um, but I don't really think there's much to that right now. Gotta say how Chet finished with 0 free throws is crazy. Yeah, Yeah, the refs were really weird in this game. They basically didn't call any fouls inside the inside the paint, but they call like a lot of fouls on drives, a lot of fouls like ticky tacky fouls. It's really weird. Like I don't know. Um, in Game 7 of NBA Finals will legitimately make me throw up. Yeah, 100%. Like I wouldn't be able to stand in Game 7 at all. You can't play Game 7. Like just finish the series off. I don't even want to talk about Game 7 right now. Boston Chet's finishing at the rim. Yeah, it's really bad. Again, like the discussion with Chet, I've always like kept it the same. I've been consistent with Chet, right? Like he's just not built into his body yet. Not in terms of like getting more weight. He's just like he doesn't look as conditioned. He's not well balanced. There's a lot of stuff. He's just like he needs to grow into his body still. And this is where like these type of games happen where like he has horrible finishing. He I don't know why he didn't dunk on some of those plays. I honestly don't know. Um I don't know why he like sometimes like goes for that finger roll, but like again, like these games will happen with Chet. Like there's not much you can say. You kind of just hope he like fixes it. When he gets more conditioned, and his body improves going forward. But his defense, I thought defensively Chet was really good. Defensively Chet was really good. He had like a few plays where topping like got into his body, but like outside of that, like he kept the rim pretty sealed. I think that's really all you need from Chet at this point. Like for me, like once Chet got injured mid season or like was out mid season, like it was like this season is kind of like a bonus for Chet in terms of like just help contribute to the finals run. I don't expect you uh, to be like a great offensive option coming back. I didn't never expected that. So like as long as Chet can positively impact the game, like I think he did today, right? Even with the bad offensive stuff, like if he can help do some stuff on switches, if he can get offensive rebounds, if he can like be a good rim protector, that's all you really need from Chet. Um, the offense is something that like more of like a long term. It's more of like an idea. You don't really expect Chet to be good offensively at this stage when he's just such a weird season for him. But like the fact that he's contributing on a finals team playing 33 minutes is more than what you can ask for at this point. He tried to dunk one. Yeah, that no call was insane. Miles Turner like literally slapped his entire like arm across him, and it was still no call. I don't understand how that happened. He looked amazing on switches. Yeah, that I really called for Mark to really let like Chet switch on to Halliburton a lot more, and they did that today. Like Chet was great on switch. Halliburton didn't score today. Halliburton didn't score today. Like inside the arcs. Like obviously, like he didn't really do anything with those switches. And again, like Halliburton's such a limited ball handler. Like it's very easy for Chet to predict his movements. Hard for him to like give up too much space. As long as you like play up on the jumper a bit, he can easily take that away. So yeah, Chet on switches, man. Like 5 offensive rebounds also for Chet, by the way. 6 offensive rebounds. Oh my god, 5. Yo, 5 offensive rebounds for Lou. Lou has been great on the boards all series. Lou's been great all series on the boards, but 5 extra possessions is insane. Yeah, 5, 6, 5 from like your 3 most physical players. Also, don't know why we were inbounding at their pace at all. Wait, why are they so bad at inbound passes? Like they have two. Yeah, like yeah, the inbounding stuff is just it's really annoying at this point. It's just dumb mistakes. I think Adam kind of like pointed at it like they're trying to inbound the ball so quickly because they want to play at Indiana's pace that they make a lot of dumb mistakes, but the 2 turnovers off that's inexcusable. Like it kind of helped Indiana stay in that game. Same thing happened in obviously earlier game like game 1, right, where they make a lot of inbound mistakes when they're trying to like speed up the game. But yeah, yeah, I think they also just suck against ball pressure. Like they don't really have like high end passes on the team. Like Giddy, it's kind of like Giddy last year, right? Giddy was like the one high end passer. That's why they're so good on inbounds. Like they don't really have that guy, which is why like in inbound situations it get kind of weird, especially with Chet. Like if Chet's inbounding, it gets really weird a lot of times. Agree that. Yo, what's up, Alexandra? What's up? I hate it when OKC matches the Pacers' game speed. Obviously, they make turnovers from them. Yeah, you can't just speed up the game. The Thunder have to play at their own pace. I felt like the only time they played very good at a high pace all series is when they try to speed it up. You know, like the first 4 or 5 minutes of the game with double big, like the Thunder played so fast. I think that was like the only time. Um, we're like playing fast, like really played to their advantage. Shea was not to close that game. Yeah, Shea's such a bad stat pattern, if you want to call that. Like he literally cannot get shots. Like if the Thunder are up like 10 to 15 points, and like the game is basically over, but like you need a finishing touch, Shea can never make that shot. It's like I don't know. He tries it every single time. It's kind of funny, but we made nearly every mistake we could and we won. We have a lot. We've lost a lot of those games in all playoffs. 100%. How many turnovers did the Thunder have today? I think it was still pretty low. Yeah, 11. 11. I mean, this game really came down. Like, again, the Thunder's finishing was awful today. Like from everyone. Like, they shot worse inside the arc than from free. So I think they shot what 41% from two, 40% from two. Like, the finisher was awful. Chet was awful as a finisher. Um, I remember Shea missed a few. Caruso was really bad today, offensively. Um, he was blowing a lot of buddies. Wiggins was really bad. I think I just mentioned that. He's gathering all that aura for Game 6. Yeah, game 6, man. Shea on the road, close it out in Indiana. Man, that would be awesome, man. Just thinking about closing out a finals and on the road has a lot of aura, bro. Respect to Wiggins, yeah, yeah. Wiggins finishing was bad, but like it doesn't really matter when you're just uh when you're shooting 4 of 7 from free. You know he's still 20. I mean 22 minutes from Wiggins speaks a lot. It's kind of crazy how Kenrich kind of is like not a ninth guy in the rotation. I didn't really expect that going into the series, but like the fact that Kenrich is like more of a contributing factor than Joe, for example, um, isn't something I would really expect going into the series. Foster Shade's clutching over the last few years. I feel like we definitely aren't in enough close games nowadays, so like it's kind of tough. But yeah, he definitely made a lot more clutch shots like a few years ago. Again, when defenses weren't helping much on him. It's much tougher for like players that of this caliber to like get a lot of game winning shots when they're in the superstardom. Like same what happened with LeBron. I remember like he didn't get that many game winners, like at his apex. Same with Steph, stuff like that. Like it's just hard. It's just hard to get like a lot of shots in the clutch. Like you're almost always forced to become a playmaker. So Instagram post from this team gonna be awesome when we win the next game. Yeah, yeah, yeah. No, yeah, Kenrich's minutes have been great because like what he does, he plays physical with Pascal. So no matter what, even if Pascal Siakam scores, um, he slows down the game a lot because like, he's gonna do bump bump. Siakam try to spin off it, right? So whatever Siakam does, he might score, right? But like at the end of the day, like you're slowing the game down for Indiana. Like that's what having physical players does. You get to slow down the game. You get to control the pace. That's what Kenrich does. That's why his minutes are so good. Yeah, exactly. Very switchable. Kenrich can like literally fight on Indiana's guards too. I love the minutes of Kenrich plus Chet on the court. I feel like you get a really good rebounding lineup with both of them in, and again you get to switch a lot. Like those lineups are really good, are really awesome. It's kind of like you're playing double big without like sacrificing like any slowness almost. For 5 years he's just been there when we down ourselves. Yeah, it's kind of crazy. Like Kenrich is never mentioned, but like Kenrich is one of the OGs. Shea Dort and then Kenrich is like the next OG player from this Thunder core. I'm gonna be so happy for him if we can get this championship. This will be well deserved, man. He trusted the process. There's a lot of trade rumors about Kenny, in the past. Like trading him for like a late first round pick at times, stuff like that. Like the fact that he can actually like be a contributing factor, for a championship level team is insane. Best game so far rotation wise, yeah. Like they literally just tied up the rotation. That's it. Like Mark was like, fuck it, bro. Like, sorry, but like there's no reason I'm splitting Joe and Wiggins minutes, right? We know Wiggins has been better for so far this series, and I trust Wiggins more. So just cut off Joe's minutes completely and give them all the Wiggins. Like don't like just lengthen the rotation for no reason. I thought again, Kaysen didn't play many minutes even during a good game. I think that was a good decision. You no matter what, you play Cruz on Lou more. Um, you play Cruz on Lou more and let Kaysen get those minutes when they're off the floor. Like I think that was a great rotation plan. I thought Shea's rotation was kind of weird. I thought Jalen's rotation was kind of weird too. Like the fact that he only played 35 minutes, despite like how good he was. Obviously, it was like Again, I think the star rotation players can be a little better, but like outside of that, no complaints. I thought Hartenstein's minutes were played beautifully. Joe FC was a good ride. Yeah, Joe's probably done for the series, and maybe long term. Who knows? Joe might have played his last minutes as a funner. Like as crazy as that might sound, you know. Big up Adam Flagler for no reason. Yeah, yeah. The bench this series has been really good. The bench this series has been really good. Like Caruso has been great. Again, Wiggins has given you at least 2 games. Wiggins has given you at least 2 games. Over the five. Carriage has been good. Um, and then when Hardenstein was coming off the bench, when either Hardenstein or OKC are coming off the bench, at least one of them have usually been good. Yeah, I think Joe will be traded. Or he might just. I think the Thunder might just run back the same team, and then Joe will probably be like the next trade piece at the deadline if they need to, obviously. So I think no matter what, it's like time is limited for Joe, but like I don't think it's a foregone conclusion. I don't think Sam's is gonna trade just to, um, like they'll have to be like a clear upgrade needed. You know, like if they want a ball handler, they're gonna trade Joe. They're not just gonna trade him for the sake of it. You know. Yeah, I think Joe has value. I think Joe has value. He's not a bad player. Joe is not a bad player. He's still a good shooter. I mean, very clearly a good shooter over the last few years. And he hasn't been that bad defensively until this postseason. He was fine last year also. Joe Jang and picks for Sexton and number 6. Yeah, I don't know if they're trading number 6, but that's to see Case and bounce back. Yeah, that Casey game. That Casey game is going down in front of role player history, man. Again, this was perfect. I love that Mark didn't overplay him after having like a good shot making stretch. Like he still played him a pretty healthy amount of minutes. He didn't force any. Shea 10 assists after his 0 game is pretty funny. Yeah, I mean, I think this was a much better way. This was a much better way for him to like operate the game. I think. I don't think Shea touched the ball. I literally just don't think Shea was on the ball that much this game at all. Like I just think like they ran it through J Dub, and then Shea made good decisions whenever he touched the ball. Like they have 0 assets long term. There's no star 6 to have. Utah's number 5 by the way. JP Utah's number 5. To be honest, I want a Malik Monk or Christian Braun. Yeah, I think Malik Monk's like the dream for me, but I don't really want to talk much about offseason until we're actually there. But um, so we're gonna look at advance. So yeah, the offense with Shea on the court was insane today. That's what I thought. Yeah, 127 offensive rating when Shea was on the court. Again, it came down to great decisions. He had a lot of secondary assists. When he didn't get credited with assists also. I think it was like this one play, right? Shea. No. Utah's 5, Wizards are 6. Shea gets a drive. He kicks it out to Dort. Dort makes it someone who has to trade up. Like Shea creates that, but like obviously not credit to them on that stat sheet. Yeah, you usage percent for Shea. I think it was a series low. That's a series low, 30.9%. So yeah, he didn't feel like it was on the ball or like involved as much. J-Dub, I think that was a season high, and I think that's fine going forward. And this series, right? If they're good guards trade this away, uh, use Shea as more of a decoy. Use Shea like getting into secondary actions and trust J-Dub to like handle the ball pressure. If he's playing against Neesmith, Neesmith is just so much more aggressive that it's prone to making mistakes. Same thing anyway, though. They're not going to start with 5, but they get more swings with 15, 24 and future. Yeah, I can see. I can see that. I kind of forget the Thunder at pick 24. No one's really talked about it, but yeah, I'm interested to see what they do with that pick. Again, probably trade it up, but I don't know. I don't think there's really much trade up partners. That's like the main thing I keep looking at. Um, Offense was a lot quicker, making a lot of yeah. The offense in the first few minutes of the game was beautiful. It didn't really sustain. There's like a adjustment period without double big. I think the I think the one thing that can make the Thunder like unstoppable going forward, and I know this is a kind of a simple way to say it, right? But like it literally just comes down to Chet becoming a quicker decision maker. I think the second that Chet literally like Chet you know he literally just becomes older, right? Chet goes to 25, 26. He's closer to his prime and is closer to his peak. when he like actually like becomes a quick decision maker, every decision he makes is pretty quick, no hesitation. I think that's when the Thunder offense can really like we don't see the Thunder's offense like going in droughts in the playoffs. Like like they'll be consistently like very good, like they are in the regular season. Like that's like the one limitation. I think like the lack of bench ball handlers, and then Chet not being quick enough offensively. I think once Chet develops like this entire mold of his team, like, again we're in the very early stages like this team's development still. Like as crazy as it is to say, because they're one game away from championship, but like they're still very early in those stages, right? And like once Chet can layer up his processing IQ, like this core fits so well together in terms of Shea Dope and Chet. You get your primary advantage creator. You got like a very like one of the most versatile scorers ever on the ball. Chet, defensive demon, obviously. Very extremely good play finisher, vertical threat. Can help you play 5 out, can help you play 4 out, 1 in. Like he gives you a lot of scheme versatility. And then J Dub, like great off ball player, extremely good athlete. Um, very good transition scorer, secondary ball handler. Like those three complement like give you almost every type of skill you really need. Right, you get your guard, wing, and your big all in one. Yeah, Chet, yeah, exactly. I think Presley still wanted Chet to be like a high usage offensive player eventually, and I think Presley's always wanted like one of these bigger guys, one of these bigger creators, right? He drafted Poku, he drafted Giddy, he drafted Uzman Jang, and now obviously he drafted Chet. Like I think he wanted one of these guys to become like actual like creators, like actual like ball handlers, actual like scoring threats. So, and I think the Thunder's plan going into the season, it was reported, and it was very commonly known around like the Thunder circles. Like they wanted Chet to be like the second option going this year, right? They wanted Chet to be like the high usage guy. They wanted him to get like 15 shots a game ish or higher than that. And now that's what happened the first few weeks of the season before he got injured. He his usage was a career high between any stretch. He got to the line more than anyone. He shot a lot of shots inside the arc. He shot a lot of mid range shots. Like they wanted he was about to become that before the injury, but obviously um his development in that matter kind of got plateaued. But Chet is one of the few reasons why we're here. Yeah, one of the reasons. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Damn. How? Yeah, turn. I don't know. Will Miles Turner be playable defensively going forward in the series? Like they played him and Neesmith series low, and their minutes were terrible today. And obviously that was replicated. Like when you watch the game, like it was very obvious too. But the issue with the Turner thing is like the offense could not survive without him at the five because like so much of the game is like Halliburton and Turner picking pops, picking rolls. And like if you don't have him in the game offensively, like the offense has become so dry. So I don't really know. I don't really know how much Turner plays going forward, but we'll see. We'll see. I think he shot. He was pretty good offensively today, if I can remember right. Um, Chad has some bad timely eco shots. Yeah, yeah. That's something that happens a lot. I think it's a defensive player thing. When you're always like, you're gonna get scored on eventually. I think that's just an ego thing that um defensive players have. I think that's something I've realized over the years. Like defensive players always have like the largest egos. It's like from the bigs. Like whenever you get scored by Turner, he tries to like come and attack the next time. Tries to drop on him. But like you can live with that. Like every player will have some weakness. Every player will have something to them. No player is perfect, and I'm fine if Chet has a few of those shots. If he literally has like this type of defensive series where like again best defender in the playoffs maybe at like age 23. Like you can argue Chet's the best defender in the world right now. Um, with One Piece health, like you can literally just argue that. And same thing happened last year. I think Chet was awesome defensively last postseason. He just didn't get the credit because again the team was so poor on the boards. So Chet didn't get the credit defensively. But like I thought last year he was awesome defensively too in the playoffs. Like and again this is coming off injury. Like I don't think this is like peak Chet in terms of like his impact or like athletically. Like we'll see soon. We'll see soon. All right. Let's see this. I've seen. Oh shit! I didn't realize Presti was at the game. Oh my god, I forgot about that. This clip's hilarious. All right, I'm probably gonna call it. I have stuff to do. I'm gonna record a post game video. I'm gonna record a post game video. Right now, like just 15, 20 minutes, like more like organized thoughts on the game, and then I'll post a playback reaction. I know like people asked about that for like game 3 and game 4. I'll post a playback reaction, and then um I'll have a Jada video up tomorrow. Hopefully, hopefully if I can finish it, I'll try having a Jada video up because I think that's the most interesting part of the game, like breaking down like why he went off, like what specifically changed for game 1 to like game 5. So that's all. That's all. Like again, quick stream, but um, I'm a bit tired, but that's it. Anyways, I appreciate all of y'all coming out. One more game. It's kind of crazy to say one more game at this stage, but I mean here we are. Again, if you guys want to support the channel, you guys can join membership. I'll have exclusive content over there for draft season. Um, I'll have some inside stuff there. I'll have like more community stuff. Obviously, just if you want support, that's the main thing. If you can join the channel. Anything else? I don't think I have anything else to say. But again, thunder up one more game. I'll see you all next time.